We start in the beautiful village of Sevington with its wonderful old school. We head north to the M4. Jesus saves, and then the devil scores on the rebound. We are crossing the M4 as we head north to Leigh, Delamere. I do feel like we're being stalked by a red kite as we come into the village of Leigh, Delamere. Some lovely old houses in the village and a beautiful church with a lovely entrance. Leigh Delamere Church. First, let's go and have a look. It's got a beautiful frontage, and like most village churches of this age, all the old gravestones which will be at the front have all lost all their dates and data. Bell tower looks like it's got a working bell, or at least it's got all the cogs there. This is the rear of the church, things you don't expect to see. Beautiful wall and a tennis court. So as we come in the side of the church, the first thing we see is these lovely arches and this wonderful roof leading out to a stained glass window. And then we've got the main part of the church in the middle, which has a fantastic stained glass window at one end. On the other side we've got where the organ and some more memorials are held. In the front of the church. Wow. That is just absolutely phenomenal. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? Lord's Prayer, sculptures leading up to a beautiful stained glass window and gold inserted roof. And we always sign the visitors book. Some beautiful houses along here. So we leave the beautiful village of Leigh Delamere and we head off on a footpath to the motorway, which will take us across. A little bit rude, I know, I call him Captain Chunky, but that's it off. You've probably wondered about these bridges as you've driven under them. So that is Leigh Delamere Services. That is the westbound side exit. Chippenham behind it. London down that way. Off we go. Back to our side of the motorway. Get nosebleeds when we go north. He never waits for me. Even on routes he's never been before. Right, he's going to walk on. Lovely new barbed wire fence to keep people out. And a tree with harass fences around it. And another one, and another one, and some more. So presumably some building work going on in this beautiful green field. Quite a lot of pathways like this on this route. I quite like this. I quite like it when a farmer puts a fence down here to say, you keep on the public footpath, I'll keep my livestock away from you. So a new rule comes in on Wednesday that tightens up the Protection of Livestock 1953 Act. Makes it a bit more easy to prosecute dog owners whose dogs actually terrorise or scare livestock. So I approve of this kind of stuff where the farmer says, do you know what, I'll try and do something about it, because obviously if your dog jumps this fence and starts terrorising the livestock, well, you kind of get what you deserve. Whereas those of you who watch my dog walks know that baby dog ignores livestock, but if they're in his way he has to slow down and wait for them to clear out of the way, and then you're left to interpretation of, is he scaring the livestock? Anyway, that's my thought for the day. Beautiful empty field. Look at that. That's an impressive gate, isn't it? Driveway goes all the way down to what looks like a farm at the end there. Beautiful. Stick this way. No, you're coming this way. You're going to want to come down this end. Under here, under here. Can you get under that corner? Shepherd's hut in the back garden. Might build one of those one day. Next stop, Easton Piercy. Turn right. That's nice. Okay, so we're on a part of the path that we have been before. There's a pathway there that goes across to the solar farm. It's a little one, it's just one field. And we've also walked through those trees over to cat and kennel. We're going to head out back towards Upper Castle Combe and then turn right to Sevington, where we've parked the car. Right, what to do with a fallen tree if you're too lazy to move it? Make it into a bench. Bit of road walking, and we know we're heading back to Castle Combe. We've got the sound of an EasyJet above to replace the motorway. That's nice. Ears up, he spotted a bird bathing in the puddle. Not on my watch. Right. Right, not had that before, not filmed, but physically escorted off the public footpath onto a permissive footpath by one landowner, because he wants me to avoid having a confrontation with another landowner who doesn't like people walking through the two buildings on a public footpath. So, nice lady, lovely conversation about why doesn't he just apply for the path to be moved. But I think he's doing some barn conversions and probably doesn't want to go through, get the council involved. I don't know, but we might write to Steve Leonard on that one and say, what's going on? This is what you're supposed to do. Go through the motions of putting in a plan in this nation. Oh, this is about lime down. We have filmed our thought of today, which is all about the protection of livestock, of keeping your dog on a lead. Bailey's never on a lead, but I'm going to stop and just show you what we're dealing with. Is this lot are actively following us. So what do you do there? Now, this one's obviously got a nice smile. The Protection of Animals and Livestock, Protection Dogs Act. He actually wants to get away, not interested. This lot, watch, they'll follow me down. Especially the big white one right behind me. Okay, I'm going to go upside. I don't know how to. Bailey the shepherd. Bless them. They're still here. They're still here. Right up next to me. Look, that's me there. Right with us. And then you get this look. They run down to see him. Poor little fella.
Lovely. Hope you've enjoyed. See you again.